It's another cold, snowy, wintry day, and there's not a lot happening in the garden right now. But I'm going to move inside and tackle one of my favorite winter projects, especially on a day like today. Hi, I'm Gardener Scott. Join me as I do a wonderful winter activity, and I make seed tape. It's definitely nicer in here than it was out there, and I'll get to making my seed tape in just a few moments, but please allow me a little time to talk about seed tape. I think it's one of those things that is underused by most gardeners, and many gardeners really don't understand what it is at all and how to use it. Seed tape is a very basic idea for sowing seeds in a uniform manner. Here's a commercially produced seed tape. This is spinach. It comes packaged in individual rolls. Though it looks like it's flat, it unrolls to reveal a long tape. And embedded in this tape are seeds. Now this is spinach, and ideally you'll want to sow spinach seeds about 5 to 6 inches apart. And as I look at this seed tape, I notice that these seeds are placed about 3 inches apart. So when we put this into the ground, we will have spinach plants growing every 3 inches. And then at some point we'll come along and we will thin out the plants, maybe just cutting down those in-between spinach plants to throw into a salad. It'll be baby spinach. And then what we're left with is a nice row of spinach with the seeds and now the plants exactly 6 inches apart. Seed tape is ideal for plants that you want perfectly spaced apart. Like this spinach. If you place this in your garden, you'll know exactly how far apart the plants are. Spinach seeds are pretty good sized seeds. They're big enough that you could hold one between your finger and your thumb. Where I find seed tape to really be superior is for those little teeny seeds, the ones that aren't so easy to place with your finger and your thumb. Small seeds, like carrots, are notoriously difficult to sow in a straight line and spaced evenly apart. You may have seen recommendations where you actually mix small seeds like carrots with sand. And then as you sprinkle the sand across your row, you're more likely to have the carrot seeds spaced apart. But there's no guarantee of whether those seeds will be 1 inch apart, ½ inch apart, 2 inches apart, or 3 inches apart. And that's where seed tape comes into play. You can make your own seed tape where you know exactly how far apart the seeds will be placed. And I think they're perfect for small seeds like carrots so that you can predetermine the spacing. Make your tape and then just place it in the garden with very little wasting of seed. And especially if you're spending money on some expensive heirloom varieties, you don't want to waste seed if you can avoid it. This retail seed tape is made with a woven paper-like fabric. And I imagine how they make this is by running it through some type of roller machine where the bottom piece goes through, then it lays the seeds, then the top piece is put on top of it, and it's compressed on the edges to hold the seed in place. Well, we're going to follow a similar design where we will take a paper-based product and lay the seeds along that pre-measured tape. The difference will be that instead of using compression to hold it in place, we're going to use a simple paste made with flour and with water. There's a lot of flexibility in choosing the material on which you'll place your seeds. As long as the roots can grow through it, it's really personal choice. I know some gardeners that will use bath tissue. It already comes in a roll. You can decide how long your seed tape will be, cut this to size, and then place your seeds on it. It's pretty thin, and when it gets wet, there's no problem for the seeds to go right through it. Paper towels also come in a roll. Easy to pre-measure. Also, when they get wet, the seed roots will grow right through it. I actually prefer newspaper. It's a way of recycling. I have a lot of it. It tears into strips very easily. It's long enough so that I can put it in the rows without adding a lot of extra labor. And when it gets wet, it's good enough for the roots to grow through as well. And I'll be showing you how to use these three products in particular as I make seed tape. I want my seed tape to be about 1 inch wide. So I'll take a sheet of newspaper, come out to about 1 inch, and then just tear it, and it's all ready to go. If I use the toilet tissue, I'll take off how much I want. Then I will fold it, and using some scissors, I'll cut it to about 1 inch wide. And now this is ready to use as a seed tape. And if I'm using a paper towel, I'll do the same thing. I'll choose the length, I'll fold it over, and then I'll cut it as well into the strips that I'll use. Once you have your strips cut or torn, now you're ready to start thinking about putting the seeds on them. I like to use a ruler to actually mark where I'm going to place that little dot of paste. And where I mark it is determined purely on what the seed is and how far apart I want the plants to be. Today, I'm going to be making seed tape using carrot seeds from the carrots that I harvested this year. I want nice long straight rows, and I want to be able to grow as many carrots as I can. So I want them as evenly spaced as possible. It's an heirloom variety, and though I have thousands of seeds that I harvested, I really don't want to waste seeds if I can avoid it. So I'm going to begin by writing carrot on my seed tape, because once you start doing this process, you may have these strips all over the place. And if you're doing multiple seeds, it's easy to forget which ones are which. So with it identified as carrot, now I can start placing those dots. And I want my seeds to be about 1 inch apart. So I will start placing dots 1 inch apart. Eventually, as the carrots grow, I will be thinning out some of these in between, just like that retail seed tape. And I'll be using some of the carrots when they're quite young. I'll let a lot of the other carrots grow to be full size. So if they're spaced ultimately 2 inches apart after thinning, that should give plenty of room for my carrots to grow. You can bypass this step with the ruler if you want and just eyeball the dots. It's not that critical. For the small seeds that I'm using, I feel better if I know exactly where that dot of paste is going to go. But that's completely up to you, whether you use a ruler and a marker or whether you just dab the paste along the strip. With the strips ready to go, now I can mix up some of that paste, put it down, and then put the seeds on those strips to make seed tape. And to show you how easy this whole process is, I've enlisted a couple of my grandkids to help today, to show that this isn't just a nice garden project for you, but it can be a nice garden project to get the kids involved, and to get those kids involved with gardening. So let's begin by putting a paper right in front of you, whichever paper you want. Okay? And so when we're going to put this down here, get your marker. Here, I'll help. And see all these numbers? I want you to put a dot on the paper, right where each of those numbers is.
No, not
on the paper. On the paper. So just like that. And then go to the number 2 and keep going all the way down. Yep, on the paper.
Stay on the paper.
There you go. And the next one. Good job. And the next one. And the next one. And there you go. That's good. So you can put your top on, and then you'll do the same thing. Very nice. So now we're going to make some paste. Okay? So paste is like glue, and it's going to hold the seeds. Okay? So we'll put some flour.
It's kind of like super glue.
It's kind of like super glue. Yep. We'll put some flour in here. And can you pour just a little bit of water in there?
Good night.
That's good. And then why don't you mix it all up and see if we can get it all mixed up, and you can both help with this, okay? So just stir and stir and stir. And this will be your stick. And this will be your stick.
For what?
It's looking pretty good.
For what?
Okay, so now, good job.
Ew.
It's all mixed up really good. Okay, so let's put it right here. Any guesses on what you think we're going to do with this?
Use them for the glue to stick on the seeds.
That's exactly right. We're going to use it as glue to stick on the seeds. So now, and I'll show you with this. Okay, we'll take a little dab of the paste, and these dots that you did, put just a dab on top of those dots. Go for it.
It like feels weird when you put it on. Yeah. Hey.
Okay, so now
Put seeds on it?
we put seeds on it. So these are carrot seeds.
Why?
And they're not just any carrot seeds. These are purple carrot seeds. We're going to be... So, look at these carrot seeds. They're very tiny, okay? And so, see how small they are? So you just take your finger and then you drop it right on top of the dot. You see that? So I'm going to give you some carrot seeds right there.
Do you have to do one or a couple?
And so start with 1 or 2 in every single dot that you put on the paper. Okay?
So you do like 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5?
That's right. Well, so do 1 or 2 there, 1 or 2 right there, 1 or 2 right there. So every single dot gets 1 or 2.
It is too much. Still, we got 1 more. 1 more. Actually, 8 more. This one. Oh. How do I get it out? 2 of them. Cheese nuts? I don't win. 5 more left. And all punches. Bottle. There's a bottle. There's a bottle. Bottle.
Good job. Okay, so now the next step, because these look really good, and I can see 1 seed here and 1 seed there, so they followed the directions perfectly. Now we're going to make this so that the seeds don't fall off when the paste dries. So what I want you to do is take some more paste and now put it all along the paper in totally different areas, because what we're going to do next is fold the paper in half, and so now we need some of this glue, so when we fold it in half it has something to stick to.
So like a lot?
Yeah, so like a lot. And you can put some anywhere in between the seeds. You can put it on the side. You can put it on the end.
You can put them anywhere?
Anywhere.
Like as much as you want.
Because once these seed tapes go into the ground and they get wet, all of this paste will dissolve. And it'll become part of the food in the soil for all of the things that live in the soil. Okay, so I think yours is really good. So let's start with you, and what I'm going to help you do, and you can watch, is see we're going to fold it in half, and then you run your finger along, and all that glue holds the paper together. So can you push it? There you go. That's it. Do that side too. So now, why don't you hold up your seed tape and show it to the camera, and the seeds don't even fall off. It's all ready to go in the ground. And why don't you put some dabs right there, because you've got lots of good dabs of paste where the seeds are. And let's fold yours in half now. I think it's ready to go.
But I think that's probably enough.
Okay, so I'll get it started. Can you do the rest? Okay, and now what's the next thing you're supposed to do?
Run your finger.
That's right.
Ooh.
And then pick it up and show it to the camera.
Done.
So we've done about half a dozen of these seed tapes. We'll let them dry for a little bit, and then they'll be ready to put out in the garden. Did you guys like this project?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
And they did a wonderful job, didn't they? I love to get kids involved with gardening because little skills like this will stay with them for their entire lives. So you saw how easy that was. We just take a strip of that paper, put a little of our homemade paste on it, drop a seed, fold the paper in half with more of the paste to hold it together. Then we'll let it dry and it's ready to use. The seeds on these tapes are carefully measured along the entire strip. And when it comes time to put them in the ground, we just decide how far apart to place these strips, and that's how far apart your vegetables will grow. And there you have it, how to make seed tape. Of course, I want to thank my beautiful assistants today who showed you just how easy it can be. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know below. If you haven't subscribed to the Gardener Scott channel, you can do so now. And if you like the video, you can give me a thumbs up and share it. I'm Gardener Scott. Enjoy gardening.